In this video, we're going to be solving some problems on quotient rule. That is one of the rules for differentiation. Now, we use quotient rule whenever we have a fraction or whenever we have a numerator and a denominator. So we have a problem here. It says if y equals 1 minus x squared divided by 1 minus x cubed, find dy dx. So in order for us to solve this problem, we're going to represent the numerator with u. So 1 minus x squared over 1 minus x cubed. Let the numerator be represented with the letter u and let the denominator be represented with the letter v. Now, to solve this problem, our dy dx, the differential, the derivative, will be equal to the denominator, which is v, multiplied by differentiating the numerator, which is differentiating u with respect to x. The numerator is 1 minus x squared, so that will be du dx minus then the numerator, which is u, multiplied by differentiating v with respect to x. That will be dv dx all over the denominator v squared. Now, once you know this, you'll be able to solve any problem with quotient rule. So dy dx will be equal to v, which is your denominator, 1 minus x cubed multiplied by du dx. What is du dx? When I differentiate u with respect to x, 1 differentiating 1, I'll have 0 because differentiating a constant gives you 0. When I differentiate minus x squared, I'm going to have minus 2x. So du dx will be minus 2x minus u. U is 1 minus x squared, 1 minus x squared. Let me put this in a bigger bracket. Multiplied by dv dx. When I differentiate v with respect to x, differentiating 1 is 0. Differentiating minus x cubed will give me minus 3x squared. So this will be minus 3x squared. Alright, I have my bigger bracket somewhere there. All over, pardon my, okay, let me just do that way. Squared, which is 1 minus x cubed squared. Alright, so all we now have to do is to simplify this. So dy dx will be equal to, let's open this bracket with minus 2x. Minus 2x multiplied by 1 is minus 2x. Minus 2x multiplied by minus x cubed will be plus 2x to the power 4 minus, likewise, we have minus 3x squared multiplied by 1, which is minus 3x squared. Minus 3x squared multiplied by minus x squared, that will be plus 3x to the power 4 divided by 1 minus x cubed all squared. So dy dx will be equal to minus 2x plus 2x to the power 4 plus 3x squared minus 3x to the power 4 divided by minus x cubed all squared. Let me clear out this part. Collect like terms and say that dy dx is equal to, this will be 2x to the power 4 minus 3x to the power 4. So we can have that as minus x to the power 4 plus 3x squared plus 3x squared minus 2x all over 1 minus x cubed all squared. Now you can decide to leave your answer like this depending on your options, depending on your exam. Alright, so I'm just going to leave the answer like this. You can decide to simplify, expand this if you want. I'm just going to leave it like this. And this is the correct answer. So we have another question here. If y equals the cube root of 1 plus 3x squared all squared divided by x, find the y dx. Alright, so the very first thing you have to do is to simplify. Always simplify. To simplify this numerator, you would recall that the cube root of a number is that number to the power 1 over 3. Square root of a is a to the power 1 over 2. The fourth root of a is a to the power 1 over 4. So here we have this to be equal to y is equal to 1 plus 3x squared all squared to the power 1 over 3, just like we have here, right? Divided by x. And so y is equal to 1 plus 3x squared all raised to the power 2 times 1 over 3, 2 over 3 divided by x. We have a fraction, right? So we're going to use our quotient rule. We have a numerator and we have a denominator. So recall that quotient rule dy dx is v, the denominator, multiplied by differentiating the numerator, du dx. Remember that we're using our numerator as u and our denominator as v. Alright, so v du dx minus u dv dx divided by v squared. Alright, so we have v, which is x, multiplied by du dx. In order for us to differentiate u with respect to x, we have to apply our chain rule. And I've explained chain rule. You can check the description for the link to the video on chain rule. Alright, so in order for us to apply chain rule, we're simply going to say that we're going to differentiate the inner function. Alright, okay, let me do this step by step. So u is equal to 1 plus 3x squared to the power 2 over 3. There are two ways to differentiate this. We're looking for du dx. Alright, now I'm not going to go the long way, I'm just going to go the shorter way. Alright, and I've explained in the video in the description, you can check it out. So the shorter way is to differentiate the inner function. If we have a function y equals to a plus x to the power 2, the inner function is a plus x, and then I take the entire function as the outer function. Alright, so we're simply going to start by differentiating the inner function. So du dx will be equal to differentiate the inner function. That will be differentiating 1 is 0, differentiating 3x squared is 6x. Then I'm going to multiply it by the power. So it's like you're bringing down the power. Just like when you have y equals to ax raised power n, the y dx will be anx raised power n minus 1. So, but first differentiate the inner function, then you now differentiate the entire function. So after differentiating the inner function, I now want to differentiate the entire function. Following this pattern, I'll do what? The power multiplied by the coefficient. So let's say the coefficient here is 1. So 2 over 3 multiplied by 1, I have 2 over 3. Then I have x. I'm going to take this 1 plus 3x squared then subtract 1 from the power. So 2 over 3 minus 1, 2 over 3 minus 1. And so du dx is equal to, let's say 3, yes, we can multiply this. So this is 2, 3 goes in 6 twice, and so we have 2 times 2, 4x into 1 plus 3x squared to the power, this should give us 1 over 3. 1 over 3. And so we have this as our du dx. I will come back to this formula to fix it. So let me clear out this part. And so my dy dx equal to v, which is x, multiplied by du dx, which is what we have here, 4x multiplied by 1 plus 3x squared to the power 1 over 3. So I have this minus u, which is the numerator, 1 plus 3x squared to the power 2 over 3, multiplied by the v dx, which is differentiating the denominator. When you differentiate the denominator, you have 1. Differentiating x, you have 1. All over an error somewhere. 2 over 3 minus 1 is minus 1 over 3. So I have this as minus 1 over 3. Okay. So all over v squared, right? Which is x squared. So all we have to do now is simplify this equation. We have dy dx to be equal to, take note of something, you cannot multiply 4x by 1 plus 3x squared to the power minus 1 over 3 because it has a power. Alright, so I'm going to multiply 4x by x. I have 4x squared into 1 plus 3x squared to the power minus 1 over 3 minus 1 plus 3x squared to the power 2 over 3 divided by x squared. And so dy dx will be equal to, you can actually leave your answer like this, but your answer will depend on your options and on your exam. So I'm just going to leave my answer like this. Okay, so you can try to simplify further if you want. We have come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Goodbye and thank you.